It happens overnight. The text messages dry up, the invitations stop coming, and people you have known for years suddenly feel like strangers. And conversations that used to comfort you now leave you feeling completely depleted. You look around and you realize you are standing in an absolute, undeniable isolation. Your first human instinct is to panic. You assume you've done something wrong. You try to text back faster, force old connections to work, or over-explain your goals to people who simply cannot see you anymore. But the harder you fight to stay connected to your old life, the more friction you meet. What you are experiencing is not a punishment. It is not a social failure. It is a deliberate, calculated spiritual intervention. When the universe forces you to absolute isolation, it is clearing the table. It has recognized that your current environment, your old habits, and the projection of the people around you are actively blocking the person you are urgently required to become. You have reached the ceiling of your old reality. The cocoon is not a prison. It is a laboratory. And in this video, we are going to decode exactly why this happens. The deep ancestral mysteries behind it, and why fighting this phase is the fastest way to delay your own power. Hi, my name is Dipuo, voice of the ancestors. When ancestors talk. Welcome to my channel. To understand the mechanics of forced isolation, we must first look at the law of energetic resonance. Every single person in your life holds a specific mental image of who you are. They know your past mistake, your old patterns, and your baseline personality. Unconsciously, their expectations pull you backwards into your old self. It is incredibly difficult to reinvent yourself when you are constantly reacting to people who require you to stay the same. Depth psychologists noted that true transformation requires a period of containment. In alchemy, this is known as the vas hermeticium, a sealed vessel where elements are heated and transformed under immense pressure. If the vessel is cracked, if the outside air slips in, the transformation fails. The universe seals your vessel by removing your distractions. When there are no distractions, or where there is no one around to talk to, you are forced to listen to your own internal monologue. You are forced to look at your shadow. The buried anger, the unexpected drives, the creative dreams you put on the shelf to make others comfortable. In the quiet of isolation, the noise of other people's opinions die down, leaving a room for your absolute personal authority to take root. In our African tradition, we always understood the power of the quiet. We never viewed isolation as a bad thing. Think about it. Whenever the ancestors or the divine source chooses someone for a heavy calling, a great purpose, or a position of leadership, they never reveal it to them in a crowded marketplace. They don't do it at a party. The very first thing that they do is they pull that person away from society. Think about the process of spiritual incubation. When a person is called to step into their true spiritual path, they enter a phase of total withdrawal. They stopped and stripped of their everyday titles, their social lives, and their comforts. They are sent into a quiet, deep into nature, near sacred water, or up the mountain places. This is not done to hurt them. It is done because when you are constantly listening to the chatter of the living, you cannot hear the whispers of your lineage. Our ancestors speak in the quiet. They speak through your dreams, through your thoughts, and through your sudden intuitive hints. But if your life is cluttered with toxic workplaces, draining friends, and constant social media scrolling, your spiritual frequency gets completely distorted. The elders know that isolation is how you wash off the heavy, foreign energies you've picked up from the world. It is where you are fed with real wisdom, where you learn to master your own drive, and where you build an unbreakable bond with the unseen forces protecting you. When you stop fighting the quiet, you realize you are not actually alone. You are standing with the weight and the authority of your entire lineage behind you. The biggest mistake you can make right now is trying to force the doors to open before the time is right. When the isolation gets heavy, we get desperate. We text our toxic exes just to feel a connection. We stay in jobs that are destroying our peace because we are scared of the financial silence. We run around to explain our goals to people who have already made up their minds to misunderstand us. Every single time you try to drag your past into your new space, you leak your own power. If a seed doesn't stay buried into the dark soil for its designated time, it will never grow the root it needs to support a massive tree. But if it bursts through the dirt too early, the first cold wind will kill it. Fighting this phase makes it last longer. The universe will keep making your environment more uncomfortable. The betrayals will get sharper, and the text threads will get even quieter until you finally surrender to the silence. Moving in secret is not about being sneaky. It's about survival. Your next business move, your healing, and your new identity needs to be protected in the dark until they are strong enough to handle the light. So, how do you know when the phase is finally coming to an end? It ends when you stop checking your phone to see who forgot about you. It ends when the silence doesn't feel lonely anymore, but feels like absolute luxury. It ends when you look back at toxic environments and the draining friendship you used to beg for, and you realize you wouldn't walk back into those spaces if someone paid you. You exit this room completely strong. You don't need anyone else to validate you because you spent months learning how to beg yourself. You don't fear being misunderstood because you are completely aligned with your true self and your roots. If you are in a thick of a quiet right now, you feel forgotten, you feel left behind, or totally isolated, stop fighting it. Take a deep breath and accept the transaction. The universe has not abandoned you. It has just closed the door to the world so you could finally access the key to your life. Lean into the quiet. Your lineage is watching you. Your power is building. And your comeback is going to be undeniable. Hi, my name is Dibuo, voice of the ancestors. When ancestors talk. Until next time.